What up, Dokkanners? This video is going to be going over some of the best teams to run the new Piccolo. You summoned on the banner. Everybody did, because you all have 7 free tickets. But then beyond that, maybe you summoned more and you happened to pull the character, or maybe you got shafted. What are some of the best teams to run with the unit on the core team? And we're also going to be going over just a couple of teams to run with no new units. When it comes to best teams, it is subjective. So in terms of my best teams, this is all based on my opinion. So if you have some teams in mind that I don't mention in the video, feel free to share them down below. I am going to be going over generally what are some of the best teams, but I won't be able to go over specifically every single combination of units. So if there's a couple of teams or a couple of, pairings that I don't mention, please chime in down below because it will help somebody else who is trying to run this team maybe with that character. So just a quick summation of what this unit can do. He is a slot 2, slot 3 unit, not a slot 1. You have a limited amount of coverage both as Piccolo and as Goku, but in the original Piccolo form, you are doing some combos, you're doing some supports, you've got some damage reduction for 3 turns, after which point you want to go into standby from the 4th turn from the start of battle. And then for 10 turns, you are just microwaving and heating up this giant explosion as Goku. Now, as Goku in the standby form, he's not just a useless unit, he's actually going to be on the offensive. For the first 5 turns, he does have coverage, but then after that, his coverage is conditional based on what you're able to pick up in terms of orbs. But along the way, this unit and every other character on the team is to pick up as many STR orbs as possible. You get triple the count for STR orbs, you get regular count for normal orbs. And the point is to pick up as many orbs as possible by the time that you decide to use the finisher. The finisher can be used on the 10th turn. Do you necessarily want to wait that long? It all just depends on your specific situation. So with that said, we're going to be building teams in favor of making this character function as optimally as possible. As far as this unit fitting on the core engine of another team, you could always just throw this unit on there. This guy does not have to be the focal point of your offense. This can kind of be just a character that you switch into standby, throw into slot 3, and then just get out of sight, out of mind. And then eventually, when you're ready, you can unleash devastation on your enemy. And this is what it is right here. With a charge count of 50 or more, raise attack by 17% temporarily, and then cause super ultimate damage to the enemy. So this guy has potential to do a lot of damage. That being said, let's go over some of my best teams using the trusted source DokkanStats.com. So I'm going to be putting some teams up on the right with my game, and then I'm going to show how they work in terms of links and synergy on the left here. So let me position everything just right. By the way, these are the best leader skills that you can potentially run with the character. As far as maximum coverage, there are only 3 units in the game that can provide the 250-220 split. And that is, of course, the new AGL Vegeta, the 10th anniversary Goku Vegeta units. And then after that, you drop down to 200%. So this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but in terms of the modern meta, this does definitely limit what this unit can do on some of the more relevant teams. But we're going to be mainly focusing on this as well. We're going to be focusing on these 3 characters. There are a couple of other teams you can put together with these and below, but, this is not going to be a 5-hour-long video. Not for this guy, anyway. Starting with the best Saiyan Saga team, considering this unit fits on Saiyan Saga and Earth Protecting Heroes as the 2 main categories that he leads. Saiyan Saga is probably the most relevant team that you would want to run the character. Now, in terms of running for max synergy, you definitely want to have the exchange Goku Piccolo, because these 2 together will work very well. This is your slot 1, this is your slot 2. All of their abilities trigger the other. Plus, with maximum links, you are getting crazy extra attack boosts. So this can be one rotation on a team full of both Nappa Vegeta characters as your main lead and your friend lead. And then since they're interchangeable, you can swap them around in terms of role reversal. You can set them up however you like. The added bonus with this team is that you have 2 characters that can give you the attack target focus effect, which when this guy switches to Goku, he is more vulnerable because remember, after 5 turns, he loses guard and damage reduction. And the damage reduction is then contingent on how much you pick up in terms of remaining key spheres. So if that's an issue, and maybe you don't want to give this guy max dodge because going max dodge is going to lessen his offensive output. If you're, concerned about what he's going to do in terms of taking damage because you don't have enough orbs, these guys with their attack redistribution can be very useful. Aside from AoE. AoE you still can't avoid, but these 2 will help you in terms of covering this guy. Of course, you could just bench this unit altogether. You can put Vegeta in the slot 2 with Goku Piccolo in the slot 1, or you can, the combinations, I wouldn't say the combinations are as friendly here. Like in my previous videos, we start off with some teams that can work in any position anywhere. These units are kind of hard-coded to their slot 1, slot 2s. This guy has more flexibility. He is a slot 2 or a slot 3, but when you do that, it does leave minimal synergy for this guy to thrive in that slot 1 combined with anybody else. In fact, among these, who gives us the best synergy at that point? Oh, okay. Nappa and Piccolo. Oh yeah, Tough as Nails. Tough as Nails is actually very nice because that's an extra 5% damage reduction. So that'll be great for this guy. So you have some maneuverability here. You still get Tough as Nails with all the Nappas. So there is that to consider. But essentially the formula would be these two together. Why don't these guys link up? These guys should be linking up. They do. They do. So these two would be slot 1, slot 2, and then anybody else works wherever else you want. In terms of alternates, any Saiyan Saga character really fits here. So you got the Cybermen. I think actually Gohan would be a great option here because Gohan benefits from having Piccolo on the team, and then also depending on whichever other Z fighters you decide to bring, this guy can give you some slot 1 or slot 2 functionality once he maxes out his dodge right here. Also with his Link super attack, he can give everybody an extra attack plus 30%, which will also help soup up I was gonna say Spirit Bomb, the special beam cannon finisher. This guy is an orb changer, but he does require STR orbs in order to get his damage reduction, so use with caution. This guy can be a bit of a red flag there. This guy is a slot 1. He's not as good of a slot 1 as he used to be, but still he does have slot 1 presence. This guy can sort of help bail you out because he does have a revive feature. So let's just say on any given rotation, you've got Goku, he only picks up 2 orbs, and now you've got this Gohan Piccolo in slot 3. If this unit or an ally attacking in the same turn gets KO'd, then he'll get a revive, sort of bailing you out when it comes to this guy's, damage reduction weakness. So he can be useful. Overall, though, Saiyan Saga at its best form kind of just works with the units that I've shown at the top here. But you've got other guys. Also, Yamcha. Yamcha guaranteed dodge first turn if you can pick up enough orbs, and then he'll have near guaranteed dodge depending on how many orbs you pick up following that. So Saiyan Saga off to a good start in terms of depth. If you think about what the Piccolo is capable of, it's really the Goku that you should be focusing on because Goku is what you're going to be running most of the time. After those first few turns, you trigger the standby. Goku is now going to be the unit that is going to be charging up for you. So while in Goku form, he's very link friendly with any other, Goku character. So that leads us to our next team, which is an Earth Protecting Heroes squad. With an Earth Protecting Heroes team, this unit is among like-minded fellows, right? Plus, with a bunch of orb changing and characters that can provide attack boosting, this can help you boost up this character slowly over time. Let's just say you decide to go the distance, full 10 turns. That means every few turns, this guy will show up in the slot 3. You got to make sure that he stays alive. Characters like this guy with the slot 1 defense boosting, this guy with the stat boosting can help supplement this guy on any given rotation that he shows up. Might not bail you out necessarily completely, but it can still help. And if you use items or if this guy has enough dodge or something, that could get him through that turn. And then again, you bench him, you shelve him for a few turns. All the while, your Daima Super Saiyan 4 is giving you some nice attack boosting EX supers. This Int Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is giving you some team stacking bonuses with his EX super attack. You've got attack redistribution capabilities with the Vegito if you need to. Considering the premise on this specific team is for the fight to go the distance so that you can use this finisher, you're probably going to end up in a situation where you would have to resort to a Vegito active skill or 2. And if you do that, minus any AoEs, this guy will be safe because this guy will be in slot 2, doing whatever, redistributing all the attacks, keeping this guy safe. So this is a pretty logically sound team. Also, there's a good amount of flexibility in terms of where you want units to go. You could also switch this guy. In terms of orb acquisition, you've got a lot of it here, actually, because this guy will change orbs a ton along with his active skill. This guy has STR orb changing. This unit actually works very well with the Piccolo Goku, because this guy needs a ton of STR orbs anyway. This guy can help set up for it. This guy also has scouting when he gets hit enough times. So in doing the necessary steps to give this guy enough STR orbs to do all of his stuff, you will be slowly cooking with this in the background. So this is a pretty nice team on paper in terms of how to, help nudge this unit in the right direction. In terms of alternates, there's a lot of alternates because it's really just filling out the team so that you can run enough Gokus to provide some nice synergy, or just provide whatever to make your team as functional as possible, so that this guy can just chill in the background doing his thing. He's just charging up, not really doing much else. After 5 turns, he becomes someone that you would generally want to avoid having on the rotation, unless you're able to just pick up a ton of these orbs all the time, which is probably not going to be a thing with someone like this guy taking up all the action. So other characters, you could throw in the LR physical Piccolo Goku exchange unit, because that unit does work on this team. I believe this is the only other team that the two characters can be on the same squad that are 250, 220%. So if you have him, then you've got your slot 1, slot 2. Other than that, this unit is a great link buddy for the Goku. I threw this guy in here sort of just as a random mention, honorable mention. This guy is an STR orb changer, and considering this team that you're currently seeing on your screen has 1, 2, 3, 4 STR characters, if you decide to go in that full STR team direction, this guy might be able to benefit a little bit more, because he does get guard when there are 3 or more STR allies on the team. Also, he can provide orb changing. He's very random, and he only gets the minimal leader skill, so I wouldn't advise using him all the time, but you never know what sort of event you're trying to do. Maybe it's Bio Broly. Maybe you're trying to set up for a big Bio Broly cheese. This guy could help you with that. Majin Vegeta, the LR exchange, reversible exchange from Saiyan Day. He's also good. More orb changing, more slot 1, slot 2. He's going to be great. Plus, he provides team defense. That is very useful here. This guy provides 1-turn defense. This guy can provide multi-turn defense. I think this guy has actually become more relevant because of this new Piccolo. Earth protecting hero character can help with this guy's passive, as long as there's an earth protecting ally attacking in the same turn. This guy gets extra dodge. This guy could be your slot 1 for this unit to be your slot 2, either as Piccolo or as Goku. Not really so much in terms of synergy, but he does give you some nice support here with 50%, and he can also give Ki +2. And then other characters, you know, there's plenty more, but I can only fit 6 here. Turtle School Goku. This guy is also good because he will link up with this guy, even though it doesn't seem to show right now on the website. Minor issue, not a big deal. But these two would link up also. I think they share, you know what? We can actually figure it out. How many links do they share? They have experienced fighters. Hold on, let me see. Experienced fighters, Saiyan Warrior Race, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, Infighter. Oh, wow. They got 5 links. Dang, dude. They got 5 links. That's a very nice link, buddy. So yeah, I would even put this guy on your main team. That gives you healing. That gives you surviving KO attacks. So let's just say on a rotation, this dude gets smacked right before it's this dude's turn to attack, right? You have 5% health left. This guy will super a couple of times, give you 10% heal each time you super. And then you got a super attack coming and he gets hit by it, but he survives it. And then after that, he can dodge, bail you out for that turn. And then boom, you're back on the next rotation. This guy didn't get you killed. So this guy, I think, will work very well with this Goku when he's more vulnerable. Solid team for Earth protecting heroes. Kind of along the lines of the same team structure, we're now running the 10th anniversary Vegeta lead because this is one of the 3 units that can provide the maximum leader skill for the Goku Piccolo. So we're kind of just running the same squad. The only difference is we're focusing more so on the other units to do the heavy lifting, and then this guy is not really a focal point of the offense. We're running more GT heroes just to provide the extra team synergy with this guy. I mean, with all of these units and what they can do, it's not like this guy has to be the one leading the charge. If he gives you one big all-out blast at the end, that's pretty good, right? And by then, this guy would have transformed. This guy will give you scouting, more orb changing. This guy will give you more orb changing as well. So I don't really have much to explain here. It's just the same. It's just a remix of the other team. This one is probably going to be a little bit less consistent just because you don't have as much attack redirection. But this guy does have the stall, which actually, I take it back, could be even better because with the stall, you know, you can leave all the enemy attacks exactly where they are. So if you've got this dude and he has to be on the rotation for whatever reason, and you've got Goku and Goku, just use the stall, and then this guy is completely safe to go wherever. And then when you come back on the next rotation, you could have this guy counter it, or, you know, this guy or whatever. So actually, this might be even better. You would think the 10th anniversary units would have fallen off by now, but nope, they are still relevant. Following up on the alts here, this is just adding more characters that you could have also probably run on the last team. I'm throwing in LR Physical, Kaling, Caulifla, mainly because I want to remind you guys that you want to be picking up STR orbs, but not every character is going to be giving you STR orb changing, right? Other characters can give you other sorts of orbs, and I've come to really enjoy using Kaling Caulifla because of that 1 turn 6 ability where the entire field changes to physical. Yeah, it's not going to help the count as much here because you only get 1/3 of the charge count, that you would if you had all STR, but every little bit helps, right? So with a full field of orbs of 23 STR orbs, I mean, that's huge. But with a full field of non-STR orbs, you're still getting 23, which is nearly half the charge count that you need to execute the finisher. And you don't need to have the finisher used on turn 10. A couple of times you might have to find yourself using the finisher maybe on turn 5, turn 6, maybe after all this stuff goes away. It's just getting too hot. You got to use it. Someone like LRKFC can help you get there faster. So I do like KFC's ability. If there's any other unit that can do something like that, keep that in mind. You got Majin Vegeta again. This guy has orb changing as well. The Namek Scouter Vegeta. In terms of running him and this guy, maybe not necessarily the best idea, but I mean, you can, depends on what the situation is. Just wanted to mention that there's still, like, you know, crazy good units that you can throw onto these teams. I haven't shown this unit mainly just because he doesn't help us in terms of getting the Goku's abilities off. But if you need spots, right, just to throw in some strong units, bring in whatever you got. This guy has the attack redistribution, but you only can do that with extreme units on the team. So what I'm mainly mentioning this guy for is his ability to change orbs. And with his ability to change orbs, and then he goes into the Gogeta form, with all those extra orbage, he can give you crazy stats for that one turn. What does he give you? Like, he can give you 100% defense, right? If you pick up 10 key spheres, you're giving all allies 100% defense. Since this guy does not boost defense on his super, he could use it. And if you don't pick up enough of those orbs, then you might want that extra defensive buff. This guy can give that to you. Gogeta's useful. And then what was the last one I had here? Oh yeah, this guy. This guy still gives you rotating defense. He may not give you, you know, team guard or anything since you're not Daima super class, but he can still give you some nice defense. Also, his EX super can give you... Oh, wait, no, never mind. Wait, hold on. No. I forgot. I'm so dumb. His EX super attack does give team defense. Where is it? Yeah, right there. Team defense. So if you've got him, that also works. I'm sure there's many more, but these are just some of the best ones. What if you want to run a double new STR Piccolo leader skill? You are getting Saiyan Saga and Earth Protecting Heroes categories at 200%. So the stats are going to be lower, but if you're running double of these, that means you've got double orb changing, you've got double microwaves that you're going to be working on slowly. Running the exchange Goku Piccolo with the unit is a... Oh, oops. I think I mixed up some of my... Oopsies. Hang on a second. There, I think I fixed it. All right, so again, you'll have your 1-2 punch right here. Having this guy just makes everything so much better for this unit. But if you don't have him, you don't have to. This unit does not have to be on this team. But this is just, you know, an idea to give you. So you would have these two together. Maybe this guy is your guy that you're charging, so you can bench him. In the meantime, this unit can start working on stacking his stats. Imagine using this guy's turn 10 special beam cannon on a rotation that features something like this. Or maybe we're able to do something like this where... Well, actually, no, probably. This would probably be better. Or actually, you know what? No. What about Gogeta? Use Gogeta's support to give this guy a big fat boost. This guy can launch a couple of supers to give you an even bigger boost. And then boom, use that Spirit Bomb, and that's probably GG. Some orb changing over here. Not that this team necessarily has to be run as constructed. There's a lot of flexibility, a lot of wiggle room with this team, but you are operating on a lower scale. So in terms of alternates, I mean, it's just whatever you want. No new units. What if you don't have the new Piccolo? What are some teams that you can run? Here is a Saiyan Saga team that you could maybe run with the one unit. That's going to be the one that you need to be charging up with. This guy with his Revive Exchange can be useful. But once again, you kind of need to have your LR Goku Piccolo exchange unit. If you don't, I feel like this team just won't work. You've got Yamcha for some dodging and some stalling. When this guy is able to receive enough hits or dodge enough, he can get a decent amount of presence going in the slot 1, slot 2. He can also set up on this rotation with this one. So if you've got Yamcha slot 1, this Gohan slot 2, launching an Ultra Super, Link Super Attack can provide extra stats plus 30 to him. This guy with his Revive Exchange plus support. This guy, kind of a wild card, big risk, but when it comes to Saiyan Saga, without the newer characters, you're kind of up a creek. And this is more of a super class friendly version of the Saiyan Saga team. So in terms of alternates, I mean, it would just be whatever Saiyan Saga characters you have. So STR Nappa, Attack Raditz, Physical Raditz. Physical Raditz could work as your primary lead. You just won't be getting the Space Traveling Warriors sub lead, which is why I don't mention him here. This guy is a better leader skill in terms of compatibility, but you still got other Saiyan Saga characters. But yeah, if you don't have like AGL Vegeta and these three, running Saiyan Saga is going to be pretty tough. And I'm telling you this before even trying out the new All Out Series to Series stage. So if that fight is as brutal as I'm expecting it to be, then good luck. No new units Earth protecting heroes with the Vegito leader skill. Here's what we're looking at. Beast Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, Piccolo Goku plus Piccolo Goku. And then in the slot 3, this guy can slowly build up his stats to become a nice fresh Vegito redirection. You can use this guy for some scouting, for some supporting, if you want this guy to be in the slot 1 early on, just to get those hits in, or so they can get the stacking more consistently. That could work. This guy is sort of a team filler, so he can be wherever you need him to be, as long as there's an Earth protecting hero on the same rotation, which there will be, since everybody here is Earth protecting heroes. So I'm sure that there are other teams out there that can also work on a lower scale, but I don't want this to be an overinflated video. This list, I would say, are some of the best teams that you could potentially run with the Piccolo. I guess at the end of the day, my point is that this is not the craziest unit to be seeking out, because in terms of team building, it's not the greatest. So if you don't have the latest and best Saiyan Saga characters, it's probably not going to be as satisfying a run when you put this unit on other teams. He can still work, but in terms of like getting the most out of it, I just feel like it's probably not going to be as much. But if you do summon, best of luck. If you don't summon, you can still use the character as a friendly, which I will be attempting to do in my upcoming videos. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below in the comments your thoughts on my best teams. Do you agree or disagree with some of the team builds that I've suggested here? Obviously, there are alternates to any team unit that I mentioned. So what are some missed opportunities that I failed to mention in the video in terms of nice combinations? What are some underrated abilities that you would also find useful to help with the Goku Piccolo standby finisher thing? Let me know your thoughts overall in the comments down below. Also, did you summon? Did you manage to pull the character? Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll let YouTube know you're going to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.